Okay.
goes to the ATL, 4 years, 180 mil, 100 mil of that guaranteed. Like, Jesus Christ. But I will say it was a good move for Atlanta, like, just all around, and it felt more and more like he was going to Atlanta once kind of the Super Bowl ended and that talk was happening. And I'll be honest, I was a little surprised he got that much money from Atlanta, but Atlanta needed
That
it,
was the
right? They
difference.
needed
That was the
I
difference. They knew they had to push the pedal. Like we weren't gonna give them the guaranteed. And even though they gave him 4 years, like I mean, they're guaranteed for the two. So if they really had to get out, like they could. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's just really interesting. I'm not surprised he went there. I'm surprised he got that much money and that much
Mhm.
guaranteed money. Like, that's insane for a 35-year-old quarterback coming off of an ACL injury. I don't think the ACL injury is as big of a deal for a guy like Kirk Cousins because he's not a running quarterback. He's a pocket guy. But man, like, all the stock on all the Atlanta guys just went up. All the Atlanta guys you've been talking about for the last 2+ years going up, Drake London going up, Kyle Pitts. Is he going to be the
It's
new
finally
TJ
paying off.
Hawkinson? Is that going to happen? So yeah, Kirk Cousins, obviously really good fit in Atlanta, is exactly what they need. And all stock up on all Falcons.
Excited for Drake London. Excited for Kyle Pitts. It's finally paying off.
Bijan,
Um,
I think that's
You
good
know
for
what?
Bijan as well.
Bijan too, but that's the thing, like that we talk about sometimes is, you got to recognize the talent, right? The situation might not be the best at first, but things change all the time, right? Now, how long is Kirk there? We don't know. Obviously, he's not going to be there for the next 10 years, but situations do
3 or
change,
4, I
all the
like that.
time, as long as you're realistic and understand, like, all right, if I'm going for a ship, like I can't be, I couldn't be at least beforehand relying on Drake London to be like my wide receiver one or wide receiver two. Like you got to be realistic at that point. But if you could have went and bought him for cheap while you could, because now obviously, he's gonna be a top 10 dynasty wide receiver. I guarantee you by the time, by the time everything updates with everything, he's gonna be in the top 10.
So I know Atlanta probably won't do this, but let's also not forget Atlanta has the 8th pick, so they can still go out there and get themselves another skill guy. I don't think
Mhm.
they'll do it. I think they may try to add to the defense, but there's going to be an opportunity to go out there and get another skill guy to add to that core that they have. And we're going to obviously talk about Darnell Mooney as well. So, yeah, really good fit. I think Atlanta pretty much kind of has that division. Obviously, Tampa Bay is going to have something to say about it, but Atlanta's got to be the front runner for that division now.
Kirk can play. He can get the ball to playmakers. Drake London, top 10 dynasty wide receiver now. Kyle Pitts, you could argue for dynasty tight end one or at least tight end two or in that cluster of guys because he's got to be ahead of what Hawkinson now, right? Got to be ahead
Ooh.
of even
Well,
Andrews.
with the
I guess when
quarterback
you're talking about
change,
the
yeah.
age and now with the quarterback change, like you could make that argument. Are some people going to like that? Maybe not, but you could
I feel like
argue
they
now
wanna
he's
see
right
it.
there with
You
all
wanna
those
see
guys.
it. You wanna see it. You know what I
Bro,
mean?
now, whoever didn't like Kyle Pitts is now gonna be wanting Kyle Pitts sooner or later. I like the move. I mean, Kyle Pitts is basically a wide receiver. He's gonna be is him in London. We know that Kirk has, through his whole career, really hit the tight end well, like, even going back to, what's his name? Was it
Washington?
Jordan Reed that could never, stay healthy, right?
Uh,
Hawkinson.
yeah, Reed,
Back
Hawkinson.
I really like it. I mean, like you said, all the skill players are up, even Bijan. I mean, you're talking about a better offense, a good defense, like, good line. So,
The
I mean,
it
for them, it was a no-brainer, especially as the coach coming in, like,
Yep.
bro, I got all these skill players. Okay, well, what am I gonna do with it now? I'm gonna get me a quarterback and pay whatever I need to go pay. So,
You have to. You have all the other pieces. All they were
so
missing was a quarterback.
Yep. I mean, Kirk dynasty value. I mean, he's still an older guy. He's still an older QB. He'll probably give you top 12 production, no doubt. But how much longer is that gonna last? Value isn't really up there, but if you're a contending team, I mean, he's a great guy to try and go after. And we've been saying to try and buy him since he got hurt. Buy Kirk Cousins,
Yeah, the
and
value, was
here
there.
we are.
Right now, it's probably, people are gonna be asking, especially in those super flex leagues where Kirk Cousins still is going to hold some value because, like I said, he's a pocket quarterback. So I could see him playing till he's 40. He's 35 now. I could see him playing till he's 40. So with the way he plays, I mean, outside of this past injury, he never really had any major injuries. He was a very durable quarterback throughout his entire career. So, Kirk Cousins hasn't missed a game since 2014. And I don't even think he was a starter then. I think it was RG3, if I'm not mistaken. So, he's basically played for like 8 straight years without missing a game. So perfect fit for the Falcons. Yes, not much more you could say about that.
And I talked about Kyle Pitts even, when we did the whole tight end thing with some of like those advanced stats that are really in his favor. Now you give him a QB. I mean, first an air yard share, air yards, A-dot, deep targets. Kev, what up, Kev? Drake in half my dynasty leagues. Yep. Oh, of course everyone's sending offers now. It's too late now. Now you're paying top dollar.
Oh, for sure.
We always talk about, right, the pockets and time and, doing things at the right time. It's not
situations like this go to your point about the timing of things, right? And getting in on guys before, while their value is still relatively low and you could get good value on them, like a Drake London, like a Kyle Pitts. Obviously, Bijan was going to be value regardless because he's a running back. But yeah, those two guys, man, if you have them and, now you could take advantage of some of their value.